Good day, my friends. And before I say anything, anything of substance or import, let me ask, am I coming in loud and clear? Is this, as we say, a 5 by 5? I'm not going to tell you why. I just got my doubts. Okay? Because you don't know the stuff that a one-man show does. Yo, here we go. Everybody's coming in now. There we go. Thank you there, Chaos. Yes, good. Hey, is this coming in? Can you hear this? Can you hear the timbre? Can you hear the crepitation? Can you hear the energy? Hand farts to all of you. How I love you. I honestly love you. All right, my friends. Tonight, let me give a hearty hello and a hi-yo silver and a kudos and a way to go to Candace Owens for absolutely laying out one of the most beautiful pieces of theory of why what she's doing is important, why from a legal point of view it's critical, and how she does not realize how good of a lawyer she is by laying out the facts of the case. Whether you are dealing with a judge in an appellate capacity, whether you're writing a contract, whether you're doing anything, you must be able to say and explain what it is you're trying to advance, what the basis, what the gravamen is of your case. So we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about how the fact that maybe one of these days we're going to get to the bottom of this, and how if it wasn't for Candace, and if it wasn't for you acting as a willing audience to this, we would forget who was responsible for the untimely demise and the dispatch of our beloved Charlie. But before I begin, and I cannot say this enough, if you don't listen to this carefully, if you can dismiss it. You can say, you know what, I don't want to have the food. I don't want to have generators. I don't want to have emergency food. Okay, fine. But if you had to just get out of the house, I mean fast, and then open up a bag and say, what the hell is this? What is this? I've got banana chips and jerky. I'm going to be gone for 2 days. I never... This is why you should listen very carefully to this. Our sponsor. Pay attention. And one more. Buy this. When disaster hits, you don't rise to the occasion. You fall back on what you already prepared. Wildfires, floods, hurricanes, tornadoes, blackouts, EMP and grid attacks, riots, disaster. Get it? And when the warning comes, there's no time to search for flashlights or bottled water or first aid supplies while your family waits at the door. That's why My Patriot Supply created the fully stocked bug out bag. You've got to get this. It's a rugged, grab-and-go tactical backpack packed with 60 emergency essentials, including food, water, shelter, fire, starting tools, lighting, first aid, and more. Everything is already packed and ready right out of the box. Keep one in your car, your home, your RV, your office, your cabin, because the emergencies never make appointments. And right now, you can get $100 off plus free shipping for a limited time. So act now. There will be no special invitation in life. Disaster always comes unannounced. Get prepared now. Go to preparewithlionel.com. That's preparewithlionel.com and click the link today. Couple of things. Speaking of disasters, have you heard these terrible stories? My wife, where was that, honey? These women and kids swept out to California, swept out to sea by waves, and dear God, what is happening with this? Look who it is, by the way. Son of a... It's Dennis Arterberry. Hang on. There we go. Dennis Arterberry. Arterberry. You've heard of the subclavian? This is the Arterberry. It's like the outer berry. It's actually Gaelic. Welcome, new member. And Raul Rodriguez, what did it take to have Candace on your show? This, my friend, not money, this. Okay. What did it take? How about the fact that I'm popular, brilliant? Yeah, they're not insulting, honey. They don't mean to insult. You're not insulting, Ro. What did it take? Can you believe that? He actually wrote that. He probably thought, I didn't think there was anything wrong with that. What did it take? So, what did it take for your wife to marry you? What did it take? What did it take? He didn't mean anything by that. People never sit there and say, there's no such thing as like an AI for, is this insulting? Nah, don't worry about it. I gave up being insulted a long time ago. People don't mean anything. But did you hear about these waves? These waves taking these people away. My God, talk about a force majeure. Talk about an act of providence. You're just at the kids taken away, a wave out of nowhere. Just out of nowhere. What? How do you explain it? It's almost, dare I say, biblical in its stature, dare I say, in its proportion. It's wow. It's incredible. Just the story of a wave. Anybody remember? This is not funny, but if you know this, do you remember the joke? The punchline is he had a hat. Do you remember that? This is a guy thing. This is a guy thing. And guys will remember the joke, he had a hat. And it's one of those things where you say, okay, he had a hat. And I trust you recognize it because it's a beaut. It is a beaut and a half. In any event, that's one thing. Next, before we get to the topic, I want to ask you, and ladies, I want to ask you because as you know, men, they starura. When a man claims that he is not actually engaged in any kind of behavior that is wrong, that is untoward, violative of any kind of, dare I say, of any kind of pledge, because it's just flirting. Ladies, does that make any sense to you? Do you believe that there is anything to that? If a man is engaged in basically verbal sexual daring do you think there's something very wrong with that? Do you think so? Does that make any sense? Oh, look at this. Paul says, my bad. Paul, you've got no reason to apologize, my friend. I love you. Do you think that's interesting? I just, one of these days we'll talk about morality, infidelity, and the internets, as it were. Because I love the fact that somebody can say, well, that doesn't count. That's not really, what do I say? That's not, sex. It's just, it's flirting. It's just flirting. Does anybody really believe that? Does anybody, honest to God, seriously believe that? I don't know why I'm bringing this up now. I have no idea. Only because we were talking about, what was that story behind? What was that about, honey? It doesn't matter. There was this thing about I'm only flirting. That the pastor or somebody or. Yeah. Yeah, this guy says I'm flirting. I love your lips, or what woman in the right who's buying this? If you don't want to be married, don't be married. And I'm going to say something right now, just for the hell of it. What I wish they would do is I wish they say, damn right I did. That's exactly what I'm doing, and I'm not. I did it because why? Because I'm flirting. Why the hell do you think I'm doing it? What? I'm doing it because I'm flirting. That's what I'm doing. I hate liars. You have no idea how it just enrages me when people lie. Just do whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter. Do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. Do it. It does just go. Be yourself. Do whatever you want to do. But don't lie. Don't make me think you're stupid. Or, there's no harm in just looking. Flirting is just. How would you like that? How would you like that? Would you mind if your wife was just flirting? You're damn right you'd mind. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It has nothing to do with you or anybody else for that matter. It's something that I don't know what to tell you. Well, my friends, let's move on to something which is more important. Look at this text beach girl. Bless her heart. There she's back. Let me start off by saying that what Candace Owens is doing is some of the best stuff ever. What is it called? Giving an alternative theory to the presentation of the prosecution. Now, you don't have to do that. Normally, you don't have to do that. Normally, you don't do that. Normally, you just sit back and you say, I'm not going to give anybody any explanation about anything. It's not my job to give an explanation or an alternative theory. But it's interesting at trial. And the question I want to have is, please tell me this. And I don't want to be one of these lawyers who always who barks, who always says, well, if I were the defense lawyer, I'd be doing this. You aren't the defense lawyer. You don't know anything. You've never met with this guy. You don't know any facts of the case. But people have to give an opinion. They have to give an opinion, even though they know nothing about it. That's really almost unethical. It's like doctors who diagnose something, especially psychiatrists. Well, I think he's a psychopath. Have you met her? No, but I think he's a psychopath. What are you talking about? I don't know. I'm just here and I'm trying to burnish my reel, and I hope they ask me back, so I'm going to say some really good stuff. Isn't it unethical for you to be diagnosing somebody who's not your patient? Well, yes, it is, as a matter of fact, but what do ethics have to do with anything? This is the way it is. So I'm assuming, but I guarantee you, I would be on that phone and says, hello, yes. Yes, Ms. Owens, yes. My name is, I am the defense lawyer for Tyler Robinson. And I am very interested in what you have to say, what your thoughts and observations, theories that you might posit, theories that you might advance, theories that you might think are interesting and relevant regarding this. And I'd like, if at all possible, to meet with you. And if you could you maybe kind of run me through what you are saying? And if you don't mind, I'm going to either send an investigator there or I'll do it myself. But could you get Mr. Coleman there? And do you know anybody else who might sit down? Because I like your theory. And I would say, Ms. Owens, you talk about and I've heard this before, about an exploding microphone. Go through and tell me your idea. Please do not be concerned of whether this would be admissible in court or whether it would hold up or anything along that. Please don't you worry about that in the least. But just tell me in your own words, what are some of the facts behind this that you think are interesting? That's all. Tell me about this. And tell me everything. Tell me evidence of individuals. Can you name these people? You know these people, these Mikeys and this ones and that. Can you tell me who these people are? Anything else? Oh, yes, the SD, yes. Okay, you took the chip. And also, did you notice any particular behaviors that you thought were odd? Oh, yes, calling his wife versus a 911. Make a note of that. Okay, what else? And when it comes time to take depositions and do investigations, I can do one of a couple of things. I can take this And I can use it either. Remember, it may not even come up. Let me explain to you why this dovetails and this piggybacks perfectly on and regarding the case at hand. Very important. Number one, and you have to put yourself in this position. Imagine you are a juror, and you are asked to go back into the jury room, and you're the prosecutor, and you're saying, I want you to find Tyler Robinson guilty beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt. And you say, okay, and how are you going to do that? Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. This is why I want you to do this. Because of the evidence. Okay? And you say, what evidence are we talking about? Well, there's the weapon. You have a weapon? Yes, it was a weapon. And what was that weapon? It was a Mauser 98. Really? Yes. And what do you know about that? Well, it seems like it's a perfect candidate because it's Tyler's, it's actually his grandfather's. His DNA is on it, as are others' DNA. Yeah. And what else? Well, it's his, okay. Did they do any ballistics or any kind of matching or anything? No. Oh, okay. And you want us to find him guilty because of that, yeah. But there's no connection. And is there any connection to my lint brush? No. So this has as much to do with the murder, with the dispatch, with the elimination of Charlie, as my lint brush. Is that what you're saying? Yes. Okay. I got it. What else do you have? Well, it also could not have been fired. Why? Well, interestingly enough, there's a safety switch on it. And when you want to shoot it, you have to slide this safety switch over so that when you fire it, it allows the round to be discharged. But because there's a scope on it, the scope catches, or rather the lip or the lever of the safety stops. So it can't turn over because of the scope. So even if you could fire it, that scope, oh yeah. Oh, and there's no connection whatsoever to it. ATF, and how they even got this, because the FBI hasn't released anything. They're too busy writing poison pen letters to our Candace. That's what they're doing. I mean, it's unbelievable what they're doing. Unbelievable. Oh, and the gun, the rifle, it wasn't found. It wasn't found by a number of dogs. Dogs who, as I like to say, can smell a fish fart. They could smell a molecule of gunpowder 5 miles away. But the reason why they couldn't find it is because the rifle hadn't been shot. Oh, and there wasn't any GSR or gunshot resolution studies. Remember the old paraffin test? They didn't check Charlie's clothes or his cheek or anything. He was in their custody. He might not have admitted to anything, but he's in their custody. And they can take his clothes and give him the prison issue, and the clothes belong to them. And you can get a court order once you have him to take swabs. They didn't do that. And did I also tell you that when he turned himself in, he didn't admit to anything? So the jury's going to say, now, wait a minute. You want us to find him guilty without a gun, without a rifle, without anything. Yep. And why again are we going to find him guilty? Well, because he was there, sort of. Okay. And what about the confession, the admission? There is none. There is none. I mean, do we know? I mean, there's somebody. Here's a guy who tells his girlfriend, his gay lover friend, listen, don't say a word about this. Capiche? Don't say a word about this. So what is he doing? He's writing it down. He's sending a text message saying, don't talk about this. And then his excuses are not really spot on. Have you noticed that? It's like, yeah, it was me. I was there. Boy, I hate that guy. It's like, that's not not even he had it coming, or it's the weirdest, the strangest, most elliptical of, I don't know what you want to call it. It's like the worst. It is the worst. What do you want to call it? It's the worst confession anybody's ever seen. Not only that, and this may not mean a lot to you, but it does to me. When you're in court and I want to introduce something, a writing, a document, a letter, a note, a text, a diagram, a confession, a love letter, a contract, anything, a picture. I'm introducing something, a document. It could be on a phone, it could be a screenshot. I just can't hand it in and say, what do you think about this? I've got to introduce it. I've got to establish the authenticity. It's called the predicate. And you always have to provide a predicate for everything. And you can do it in your sleep. Once you've done it, you can do it in your sleep. Mr. or Ms. or, let's see, Texas Beach Girl. Yes, Texas Beach Girl. I'm handing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 1 for identification. And by the way, let me show it to opposing counsel for inspection and possible objection. I can hear it like it's like the Hail Mary, like you just remember from school. Do you recognize this, Ms. Beach Girl? Yes, I do. What is it? This is a picture of Charlie and me at the party. This is the note I found. This is the text that was sent to me. This is the contract. This is the love letter. This is the ace of spades that was left. This, whatever it is this a true, here's the magic words, a true and accurate depiction of what the event denoted or what you say it was? Yes. Your Honor, at this time, this is important, I would like to introduce State's Exhibit number 1 for identification as State's Exhibit number 1 as evidence. Any objection? It is so entered. Now it's entered. Now it's evidence, and it goes back into the jury room, and you can talk about it, and it's in. You got to get it in, but you've got to authenticate it. You got to make sure. How do I authenticate a note? How do you say authenticity? Now, you might be able to say, this is the note that I found. Remember on Perry Mason, Lieutenant Tragg? He always said, well, I put a note. This has my mark on it. He always put his mark on things. And say, Tragg, why are you screwing up? Why are you putting your marks on things? Well, I don't know. I'm putting my mark on the. It was my mark. It was my mark at the time. And I know it was. And then you can talk about later on with the defense. You're saying this is. And then you could say, Well, this might have been what you found. Can you tell me whether Charlie did this or not? Wow. I don't know if he did it, but it looks kind of like his handwriting. Did Charlie write a lot for you? Do you recognize his writing? Did Charlie write? Charlie was text. You know, we can go through the whole thing. So, backing up, we got a gun that's not connected, and we have a confession. Where did the confession come from? Did he confess to his parents? No. By the way, is there a privilege? Is there a privilege against parents? Is there a parent-child privilege? No. Nope. Parents, mothers can be forced to testify. Husband and wives can. Attorney-client, clergyman penitent, physician. No, excuse me. There's no doctor-patient. It might be a psychiatrist-patient. Be careful when you go to a doctor, when you tell your doctor something. He may not be precluded from testifying about this in court. Hey, doc, my arm's acting up. What is it? Well, it's a gunshot from an armed robbery. You know that. Can your doctor deny or refuse to testify? No. There's no privilege. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. That's why there's a lot of times when you go see your doctor, if he wants to take notes, they use sticky, that Post-it note on the file versus, right? All those people who you're going to get, especially if you're young, you're getting life insurance. Hey, want to take one of those CPAP, those sleep tests? Oh, those are good, aren't they? Yeah. Oh. Watch your insurance premium goes up. Life insurance. You what? You have sleep apnea? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know that. What else? Did you ever take any antidepressants? One was. Oh, really? Suicidal? Are we? No, that's not it. Okay. Yeah. Anything else we should know about? Did you ever go skydiving? Well, once. Okay. So remember when you do things. Everything has a repercussion, and life insurance, in particular, just because I'm familiar with it, is like a big crapshoot. They're just actuaries. So all these things, these are realities of life. So what Candace did today, which is so interesting, she gave you a theory that is so interesting. But the question is, what can I do? How do I introduce it? How do I introduce it? If it goes to trial, and if somehow this thing if it makes it past a judgment of acquittal or dismissal, you can say, Detective Texas Beach Girl, Detective, did you ever come across the discussion of an exploding mic? Did you ever hear that? Did you ever hear that? Yeah. You ever hear about that? Not really. Really? Yeah. Well, it's funny. Let me show you something right now. Detective, look up at this screen right here. I'm going to go into Google, and I'm just going to type Charlie Kirk exploding mic. Look at that. There must be... Now, these could be debunked or stupid or crazy, but according to this, that subject is 500,000, 2 million references. You never heard of this? No. Isn't it, detective, the sign of a good detective to at least think of everything that is possible? Do you think that's a good idea, detective? I think it is. Don't you? Yes. Detective, if I'd have told you years ago that one day some of the cleverest people in the world could figure out a way to go into the supply chain of a pager company and have exploding pagers sent to particular people. By the way, that wasn't as effective as people think, but still, that would have sounded crazy. But you've heard of that, right? Tell me what's impossible today, detective. Tell me. Did you know who Charlie Kirk was? You did know. You got to know. Sign of a good detective is knowing a little bit about him, isn't it? You better believe it. You better believe it. And you're damn good, right? I would expect nothing less. Wouldn't you want to know every possible thing? Wouldn't you want to know? Did you investigate all the people that worked with him at TPUSA? Did you even look at whether his wife might have been involved? And I'm not suggesting for a moment that that young lady was involved, but did at least tell me you thought about it? Because the spouse is always a suspect. Well, yeah, we thought, good. And of course, you immediately excluded her, didn't you? Understandable. But you did think of her, didn't you? Yes. So if you've got 2 million people saying, hey, what about this? And you're seeing this and this and I don't know about you, but if a thing's coming this way, first of all, and it gets you here, now, detective, work with me on this. Work with me and help me out with this. If you're going to hit me here, why is this going like this? What does this have to do with this? Can you work that out with you? Can you work with me on that one? Isn't that odd? You want to see? Can we show this? With all due respect to the court, Your Honor, may we show this? This is that case. This is that scene. This is Charlie. Now, right now, in frame number whatever it is, here we go. Bang, 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 bang. How does that work? Does that seem odd to you? I know sometimes there are some weird, but it's almost like it was something coming this way. Isn't that odd? Yeah, did you ever think about that? Did you ever think about that? Did you ever contact any of these people you know? And by the way, I had it on good authority that both Ms. Owens and our good friend Baron Coleman and a host of other experts and former military, they contacted you. And they may have contacted, I believe, the defense as well. Did you ever follow through with any of this? No. Why not? That's kind of odd, isn't it? Isn't it the job of a good detective to say, well, let's see what... Because remember, I told you this. If I told you that exploding beepers were possible, pagers, you would have said, that's crazy. First of all, who the hell is using a pager, right? I don't know. Isn't that odd, detective? What else didn't you check out? Detective, why? Who told you to lay off? Who told you, take it easy there, son? You got a few more years before you retire. You've gone this far. You're on short time right now, my friend. Don't blow it. Remember that guy, Van Adder, and what's his name? Van Adder, the OJ detective, something in Van Adder. Remember them? They went for the rest of their lives as the laughingstock. And you can always use the fact that the FBI has been really slow on this. Did you push the FBI? Did you tell the FBI, hey, damn it, we got to get to the bottom of this. We got to get to the bottom of this. Did you ever get a hold of Cash Patel? Because I understand Cash Patel's got his eye on what's going on here, right? Did you ever, did old Eagle Eye, our friend, did he ever do it? Anybody? Did you ever get a hold of anybody? Let me show you this one more time. Bullet shirt. That's weird, isn't it? Did you notice that? Yeah? Would you like to see another direction of it? There's a whole bunch of these things. Did you see this? What is that? What is this? Now, we can't get into what Candace had talked about. Fascinating, by the way, about the volunteer fire department who was moved. There's some dispute as to whether they were offered the the seats, whether they were given, I don't know. But let me tell you something. Can you tell me one thing, just one thing, that you can rule out as being impossible? Oh, no, that's not going to happen. Is there anything? Can you rule out one thing? We can say, that's crazy. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Would you ever rule out the fact that the president actually stopping the investigation of his own attempted dispatch? Would you ever do this? What broke his chain? Let's look at this. And then, detective, maybe you can help me with this. You know, Ms. Owens and a lot of people, a lot of fans and friends and real supporters and loyalists of Charlie, ask, why was this area paved over so fast? You could have had a shell around. You could have scoured that for a week. What was the hurry to pave over this area? And who was it who allowed it? Did you ever get a court order? Did you think about getting a court order? Did you go to the police or the police? You are the police, to the prosecutor. You know, detective, what this reminds me of, I know you're a student of history, as am I. Did you know in 1963, President John F. Kennedy, when he was likewise dispatched, eliminated, do you know that they immediately cleaned the death car, washed it down, washed it. And in 1963, granted their forensics may have been limited compared to now, but they actually did it. This is the thing which is the most. Did you believe that? And people even then says, what are you doing? What are you doing? Kind of looks like this, doesn't it? And did you know, detective, while we're on this subject, did you know that there was a bullet that was reported seen in the windshield coming into, if this is the front of the car, the windshield, the windscreen? Did you know this? Why was the car not impounded? Oh, good question. We'll get to that. Great point. Did you know that when it was reported that a round came through the windshield this way, did you know where Lee Harvey Oswald was? He was supposedly back here shooting this way. Can't have this. This round would have proved a conspiracy per se. But the car was taken, the windshield replaced. And why wasn't the car impounded? Why wasn't it scoured, cleaned, vacuumed, these special vacuums they have? Why wasn't everything gone over with a literal fine-tooth comb? Does this make any sense to you? You know, detective, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I got to tell you something. There's a lot of people here who were saying, wait a minute. This doesn't seem to make any sense. But you think it's that young man, don't you? You think you were told, whatever you do, I don't want to hear any of this stuff about exploding mics or this. It's him or nothing. You want to retire? You want to finish it? Go ahead. But if you want to be Columbo, or you want to get to the bottom, you want to pull your Barnaby Jones act or whatever, I'm dating myself. Fine. Go ahead. Don't make us look bad. And don't pick up the phone and pester the FBI. Where's our report? Where's our this? Where's our... Don't do it. I don't care whether they think you're lazy. I don't give a damn. Don't do it. We're not asking you to throw the case, but we're not going to we're not going to reward exuberance. This case stinks to high heaven. And ladies and gentlemen of the jury, now we're in the closing argument stage. If I find one reasonable doubt, a doubt that you can attach a reason to, then I have destroyed the prosecution's duty, a burden of finding the defendant guilty beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt. I've got 100 reasonable doubts, 200, 500. How many would you like? I could be here all week with this. What would you like? How many would it take for you? If you put it this way, if you go back into that jury room and you and your fine colleagues say, yep, all 12 of you, they have proved our case, you're going to have to imagine a weapon that doesn't exist. You're going to have to imagine a gunshot which doesn't exist. And this is weird, but I don't know what they're going to find in Charlie's neck. What are we going to find? Whatever made that little hole. It's not a big hole. It's big enough. It's in there. What did you find, doctor? What did you find? Find any bullet fragment? What'd you find? What'd you find? Let's see it. Can we see it? Can we see it? You got them in a bag? Yeah, show it to us. Show this to us. And what if I found out, if I said, doctor, what if I told you that we took the fragments that you have and we turned it over to the University of Metallurgical Department. This is the foremost diagnostic lab in the nation. And they couldn't even find any metal. Lead, metal, casings, nothing. What it found was what appeared to be pieces that look exactly like this microphone. Let's pretend it's a Rode. This. Identical. Did you have anything? Did you collect everything? And that jury's going to sit there and say, I don't even know where to go. Katie Cat says, if you were defending Tyler, who would be your top expert witness to call? Gun experts? Well, it's a great question, and thank you. It would depend. If they keep the gun out of evidence, it doesn't come in. And if I file a motion in limine, or limine, Limine, which means you can't even mention it, I'm not going to call any gun experts. Why? Because there's no gun. I'm not going to call helicopter experts, bow and arrow experts, machine gun experts, lasso, garrote, knife, stabbing, because there's no evidence of knives or stabbing or rope or no. If it doesn't come in, I'm not going to bring up the gun at all. I'm not going to say, and by the way, had this been a 30, I say, no. I don't want them to even think about a gun. I want them to say, All I know is Charlie Kirk on this day started bleeding. That's the evidence. Ladies and gentlemen, on the 10th of September last year, at whatever time, at UVU, Charlie Kirk began to spontaneously bleed, a gusher. The cause of death, and that's important. It was homicide, of course. But what was it? What was it? Exsanguination? Did he bleed out? Was it? It wasn't cerebral. It's here. And this talk about the bones, the cervical bones, the cervical bones, the C, whatever, like granite. Remember they said the bullet absorbed it and went down? I don't know about that. On this date, he started bleeding here. If it came out here, if he had a, let's say it was internal, an aneurysm or some kind of a, what the hell does this have to do with him? He supposedly, where is he? He's got a rifle. He's got some rifle. Is that it? He's got some rifle somewhere. He's got a, well, we don't know where the rifle is, but where is he? What does he have to do with this? They never showed you how he was responsible for this spontaneous bleeding. Let me say this again, ladies and gentlemen. Think about this. He started bleeding. We don't know why. Killed him, sadly, tragically. He definitely, I mean, it was a gusher. It hit like a carotid or, this is serious. That's it. And they're going to look at you, and the jury's going to say, could that be true? Yeah, it's true. You mean to tell me they're here? Yes. You mean they didn't dismiss this case? Nope. But Kash Patel and whoever this snot-nosed little snarky ex-person, instead of them saying, here's all the evidence, go through it. I'll give you 10,000 pages of evidence. Here. But remember, if you don't provide everything, you'll have the case reversed because of Brady against Maryland. The Supreme Court, the standard. You must provide all exculpatory evidence that helps to disincriminate him. This case is nothing. This is right now. Before we even get to, we can. And the only reason I want to do is, what I think is interesting is that somebody might say, shut this thing down. No. Let's continue with this. Wouldn't it be funny if they said, you get a witness list? That's interesting. Who's your witness? We're going to call as our first witness who? Eliezer bin... Who are you? I'm an intel expert. I've worked with various intel agencies. And prior to you with this, did you work for any of them? Yes, I did. I worked in conjunction with the CIA. Who else? I worked with, let's say, for example, Mossad, Shin Bet, that's their police, their FBI, ISI, MI6. Yes. How many years did you work for them? 35, I retired. And are you an expert in how to dispatch people? Unfortunately, yes, I am. And when you saw this, what did you first think? Well, I know what that is. What is it? It's and then you fill that. If it got to that point, if it goes past a motion for a judgment of acquittal, this is the most important part. Bear with me for a moment. When the state is done, the prosecution, and they say, we rest, the state rests. What happens then? That means we're done. We have put all the evidence for it to go to a jury. That's all. For even to get there. We have, in the light, this is important, most favorable to this is very critical language, meaning giving them the benefit of the doubt. we have provided a prima facie case of the elements, jurisdiction, that a crime committed here in wherever it was in Utah. That the victim is one Charlie Kirk. That Charlie Kirk is deceased. This may sound crazy to you. This is exactly. Sometimes they forget to have somebody say, by the way, is he dead? Is he dead? I forgot to establish it. You just assume it. You've got to have. In fact, sometimes maybe you'll stipulate to it, but sometimes you don't. You've got somebody who comes in. Wait a minute. Dick Shorty Long says, line up for Attorney General. No way. But thank you, Dick. No, you for Attorney General. And everything you say must be in song. Now, you've got to go and you've got to sit there and you've got to explain this. That he is dead, that he was this, that it happened on this date, and that it was homicide. And then you're going to have to show, okay, what is your connection to Mr. Robinson? Before we get to the jury, what? Because if I said, okay, stop, Mr. Robinson, you switch places with that lady in the back. Come on in. What's your name? Mildred Hudsucker. Okay, sit down. Might as well be her. Because she had nothing to do with it either. We're going to say nothing. She was there that day, or maybe she was. Where is the prima facie connection? Why should a jury even listen to this? If they said, we found the gun, it was linked, his fingerprints are on it, okay. And by the way, prima facie is the lowest burden. I mean, it's below probable cause. It's like on its face. Prima facie means on its face, just enough. And he said, Mama, I did it. They're going to get me for taking out Charlie. I did it, Mama. You know, something. That's good. We don't have that. We don't have that. And by the way, one more thing. Just because we've got that, do you know how many people have already called up and admitted to this? Do you know that during the Lindbergh case, more people confessed it than you can imagine? Our good friend Esnick says, I came from your earlier video. Did you think that the golden pager could be a setup in case DJT denounced Israel? Well, that is there is a thought, there is an hypothesis. By the way, thank you. A lot of people have suggested it, from I believe Max Blumenthal and others to many people who say that it's almost an eerie. It's almost an eerie canal. No, it's an eerie suggestion or juxtaposition on the part of Israel that's saying something to the effect of, by the way, Donald, this is our golden clock. Here, we put one in a frame for you. Want me to hang it up? So you can always look at it. You see, Don, you don't have to call you Don, do you? We're everywhere. You know, could be. What would you think? Pretty effective, isn't it? Pretty effective. So anyway, if a judge says, I'm sorry, Mr. Prosecutor, you haven't established a prima facie case to link Mr. Robinson to anything. You don't have a gun. You don't have a confession. Or you got a dead guy. I'm going to grant the defendant's motion for a judgment of acquittal. It stops. Sometimes it's called a directed verdict in civil cases. It stops. Have a nice day. It doesn't even go to the jury. It's over. Have a nice day. Not guilty. Gone. defense doesn't even put on a case, because in order for the defense to even have to meet its burden, you've got to have enough to say, what am I doing here? The motion is virtually always denied, but every now and then something happens. Let me give you a case one time. It's a smaller case, but it happened. I had a case where there was a hit and run, and I'm standing next to my guy as the defendant, defending him, of course. And the police said, yeah, I arrested him. I pulled him over. And I noticed when he was driving that he went through a red light, and we finally pulled him over. And he did this, and he did, and I don't know if they said, do you see him here today or something? But they did this. Now I'm saying no questions, no questions, no questions, no questions, because I wanted them to get done. I wanted them to just end it and rest. And so the prosecutor, who was a little young, said, I must have you. I said, Your Honor, the state arrests. I said, excellent. Your Honor, at this time, we will respectfully move and ask the court to grant a motion for a judgment of acquittal. Number one issue, identity of the defendant. What is this? Your Honor, let the record reflect there's about 30 people there. I'm standing there. The defendant's standing there. He's standing there. 3 bailiffs. Got a group of people. Everybody waving the back. All these people. Is he referring to them? What is this? It is imperative upon the prosecution to establish prima facie case of the identity of the defendant. I don't even think, and by the way, what he says, I don't even think he even said let the, because when you say, Your Honor, at this time, let the record reflect that the defendant has been identified. Nothing. And the judge said, you're right. Granted. End of this case. End. We walked out. That's it. That's it. There was another case one time when the prosecutor never established venue. Kept saying Florida Avenue. It was on Florida Avenue. Florida Avenue. And where'd you pull the defendant over? Florida Avenue. Florida Avenue. Your Honor, at this time, we have a motion for a judgment of acquittal. Why? Florida Avenue where? You have to affirmatively advance the notion, improve the notion of jurisdiction. You are the district attorney for Cuyahoga County. You are the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York. You were granted limited jurisdiction. You're not the prosecutor of everywhere. You've got to prove affirmatively it happened here. So this stuff may seem like, it's critical. This thing may not even make it to the jury. And everybody has to go online and ask Kash Patel, when are you going to turn over the evidence to Tyler's lawyers? When are you going to do it? Now, remember, they're not even asking for it. Where are they? I would be the first one to say online. It's been X amount of time, and I'm sorry, there's nothing wrong with me. But I would push the bounds of the internet, and I would say, I don't know where it is, but we don't know what's going on. This is 9 months. 9 months. Turn over this stuff. But yet, they're going after Candace because Candace was saying, hey, why are you wasting our time? I want 3 days. This is bullshit. Oh, you say you denied it. Well, we didn't deny it. Who are you? I can't believe it. This petulance. I can't believe what I'm hearing. Can't. It blows my mind. And these idiots don't realize it. And Kash Patel, you think, would you, who's doing this? Stop it. We're the FBI. We've got to act with some kind of dignity. You've got to act like J. Edgar Hoover would act. Say what you want. He would never do that. Don't forget, she'll be here on the 26th. And I have a section for you of any questions you have, and I'm cataloging them. Write me at info@lionelmedia.com. And I'm writing them all all down. Because you've got great questions. Just write them to be info@lionelmedia.com. Info@lionelmedia.com. Okay? This morning we went to JFK Airport early to pick up a friend. There was nobody there. On the, I guess, a BQE, or it's going to JFK from the city, it's nobody. Nobody. Coming back, going through the Midtown Tunnel, nobody. It was like COVID. And we think, what is it? It might have been because of this World Cup, or I don't know what the hell it is. It was weird. I loved it. You wouldn't have believed what it was like to be during the time of COVID. Oh my God. I remember there was a one time, Mrs. L and I were going from the west side to the east side on a Wednesday, midday, which is matinee day. Oh, matinee in Broadway? Pfft, forget it. Takes forever. Jammed. It was nobody. It was the weirdest thing. It reminded me of that. Oh, those days back. Did you see the Japanese fans who cleaned up their stadium after they lost? And what do we do here in this country? We turn over cars and light things on fire. We are on the verge. The verge, my friend. Or the eve of destruction. Let me leave you with that. Let me thank you, dear, great friends. You are so terrific. You are so wonderful. Let me remind you. Look who it is. It's Olivia, bless her heart. No LaFondas. Well, I know we haven't seen any good LaFondas. Seeing a lot of see some of the bonnets, but not no. It's been we've seen nobody really much of any. But here, there. By the way, to be very fair, we have some Argentinian fans. I don't know why people destroy something. Maybe I'm just stupid. First of all, there isn't a part of me. There isn't a cellular synapse that gives a shit about soccer, football, baseball. It's a game. So what? Big deal. I don't care. Win, lose, great, terrific. I don't care. What do I care? What is this? I don't care. It's okay. I'm not going to lose any sleep. And if we lose, oh well, I'm going to turn over a car. So I'm going to sit with a bunch of mouth-breathing, drunk addict, crazy lunatics, screaming, yelling because my team. Who gives a shit? The Knicks won. You're supposed to win. It's what you do. You're paid millions of dollars. Good. Okay. Way to go. Oh, that's it. Let's move on. I don't care. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's part of this male tribal bullshit and all these phony stars. Taylor Swift, Ben Stiller. I like to get that Ben Stiller. But you know what I will say? Spike Lee's a douchebag, all right? With all due respect, it's a douche. Do they even use douchebags anymore? Seriously, may I ask, ladies, do we even use them? But he has been a fan of the Knicks forever. He's always at courtside, always pouring his heart out. You know, Jack Nicholson does the Lakers or whatever. So they showed, him. It's like, good for you. I mean, he's a good fan. Other than that, I don't care. I've never understood it. One where I do not understand tribalism, bread and circuses. You can have it. I don't care. I remember one time watching the who was it? The Buccaneers. Oh, Tampa. Who cares? They won. That's good. You're supposed to win. The Yankees. I don't understand it. I don't get that. I don't get golf. I don't get fishing. I don't get any of this stuff. I don't get it. I don't get bowling. Cicely Kidd said, I believe in MD. Maryland? Who is MD? Medicine? I don't know what you mean. MD. Am I thinking of it? I don't know who MD is. I'm sorry, I'm so stupid. I don't know who it is. But thank you. Tell you who I believe in, Candace. Absolutely. Absolutely. And did you notice where she never gets upset? She's getting over. Oh, you like my hairstyle? Okay. I got one hairstyle. This is it. My hairstyle. Hi, how are you? Good. Hey, guys. Terrific. So glad to be with you. Not hey, guy. She talks. Doesn't lose her mind. That's it. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. And I also want to tell you something very, very, very careful about something. I want to warn you about something. I don't really like to do this. Just please. I want to warn you. I don't know if you have this in your town, but they have them here. It's called, please, it's called insomnia cookies. Be careful. They've got vegan, gluten, whatever you want. And they bring them right to your door. And I'm telling you, God, this is dangerous. This is dangerous. And brought to us by who? Foreign people. Good people busting their hump, driving e-bikes at breakneck speed to deliver Toll House cookies or whatever it is. Unbelievable. Now, somebody says Candace Owens is in grave danger. My friends, everybody's in grave danger. And if enough people say the truth, there's going to be too many people to be picked off. So that's why the great, by the way, just to let you know, we got Sabby Sab Friday. She's excellent. We got Candace the 26th. Coming up, I told you, I texted Tucker. He's going to be back, I think, the first part of July, maybe. Like 2 or 3 weeks. His brother, Uncle Buck, hysterical. He's coming up too. He's, I just like, and a lot of other folks who are a part of our party. They're a part of our, what we look, what? Oh, look at you. Little chanteuse. Pardon me. But seriously, unbelievable. We have this group of people here that's just tremendous. And every day I wake up, I say, oh, shit. Why are they messing with Candace? Why? Why? We had this guy in high school. He was just great. He's no longer with us because he's dead. But I never forget one time he had this weird affect. And he would talk like this. At one time, somebody was doing something in the hallway. And I'll never forget this. It was one of the funniest things ever. And he said, please pardon my French, but this is the exact quote. He walks up to him. And he goes like this. And he said, why do you fuck with the man? And he had this look like he was, why? Why do you do that? And he said, I don't know. No, why? Why? So that's when I asked with Candace, like, what do you have, a death wish? Let her go. Ignore her. Write her a form letter. Thank you very much. We'll be back to you in 3 weeks. That's it. No, but you've got some snot-nosed little impudent little twit. She's got do you know who she is? She'll eat your lunch. Let me tell you what. You know what? I found out what chimps do. Is it the bonobos do? But anyway, when they attack you, first of all, they go right for your face, pull your face off. I don't know why. They just love to do it. And that boop comes right off. They bite your fingers off. And men, listen to me when I tell you this. I'm not kidding you. They will rip your scrotum off. Why? To prevent you from passing on your dick. They do this to each other. They will rip your balls off. Now, when you got Crazy Eyes and you got him, when Cash takes on, does he understand he's going to end up in a heap, just sitting there and say, why did you do this? Of all the people, you're going to bother her? She has teams of people just waiting, millions, that will just come at you like a tsunami. And that little chanteuse hillbilly singer, she will have nothing. You're it. Because you would think with the Attorney General, you think they'd be waiting in line. I think, okay, I'm just saying. It's just like I ask people, why do you think, you know that Brigitte Macron is going to drop her case. She's got to. And Emmanuel too, because they're going to say, okay, 6 million people plus, but not everybody that's with her is subscribed to her. They're going to come at you. You're going to see a tsunami. You won't know what hit you. Everything you ever, it's quiet now. You're living okay in France. You're doing okay. Doing whatever the hell you do. You're, whatever. And you're going to come at, they've kind of forgotten this. But if somehow somebody says, okay, now you've done it. If this thing goes to trial, you're going to be wondering, why did I do this? So I'm just telling you. This is a matter of fact. It's not just me talking. I don't give a damn one way there. Be fun from our point of view. These people are crazy. Pick the hill you want to die on. Find this area you want to just say, this is my last stand. Okay, all right. You want to go? Terrific. Brigitte, they're gonna look back and you went after Candace Owens? That was your thing? And of all things, listen, and I mentioned this today, I don't know, I swear to you, they're talking a lot about old Michelle Obama. They're bringing it up again. She's a man. Look, but let me compare this. Let me compare the two. So far, the evidence is a joke from Joan Rivers and her ultimate demise. That's it. In the Brigitte Macron case, there's books and this thing has been going on. Not only that, but the difference is that she was significantly older when he was a kid. Why? Anybody else? You want to go after Laura Loomer? Go ahead. Nobody pays attention to her. Go ahead. Laura Loomer could say the truth, and people don't be like, it's Laura Loomer. It's Laura Loomer. Ben Shapiro could cure cancer. Ben Shapiro's so done. They don't know. They think they're invincible. Laura Loomer, one of these days, you're going to just hear her do a 5150 or some Baker Act or something. Put it this way. I think sometimes Britney Spears seems less crazy than Laura Loomer. I mean it. What does Britney Spears? Honey, what does Britney do? She dances. She didn't hurt anybody. Doesn't say anything. She didn't say anything. She drives under the influence. Okay, she drives under the influence. Okay. Half of the group. But Laura Loomer says things that are terrible. Laura Loomer went after Candace's kids. It's terrible. Britney Spears dances in her underwear. Big fucking deal. That's it. They want to put her in the nut house, and Laura Loomer's like, she's batshit crazy compared to this. This doesn't make any sense. So listen, you want to do that? Go ahead. But remember, in Jack Reach, you wanted this. You want to go after her, she'll eat your lunch. your balls will be in there. You know, seriously, you know where she records the Candace? There'll be a plaque. And you say, what are those things? Is that what I think they are? Yeah. Are those balls? Yeah. There's a whole bunch of them up there. Yeah. Yeah. You want to do this? Pick the hill you want to die on. Pick the hill you want to die on. And do you really want to do this? Do you? Don't you have enough cash? Don't you have enough in your miserable life? Don't you? Do you? Seriously. And you know one day Trump's going to say, what are you doing? What are you doing? Sit down. What the hell are you doing? Look, I've been giving you a pass the whole time. You know I like cool guys, pretty boys, pretty girls. I like all this stuff. I like these people sashaying around. You look like an experiment that went bad. I swear to God, I don't know what Marty Feldman could pay you. What the hell's going on here? What are you doing? Thank God Bongina left. He's batshit crazy. I don't even know what he's talking about. Have you ever heard Bongina lately? I don't even know what he's saying. I don't even listen to him, but sometimes there'll be a post, and I don't get it. I'm thinking, what is he saying? What is he saying? And Ben's speaking faster. Ben, I think he's doubling up in the Adderall, or maybe he figures if I speak faster. These people are falling apart. I'm going to leave you now, Don Corleone. I'm going to leave you now. I want to thank you. And here's something for your daughter's wedding. This is going to be so interesting. Get ready. Buckle up. And when this gets real good, my buddy Barron and I are going to be going 24/7, wall to wall, because we're going to say, now we'll tell you, this is what we know. It's like when you watch Terry Bradshaw. Somebody told me one time, they were at a Yankee game, watching a baseball game with 2 or 3, whatever, ex-players. He goes, it was an experience he heard stuff, never knew. Wait till you hear 2 trial lawyers go at this. Because we'll tell you, did you see that? Did you see that? That's important. So get ready, my friends. We ain't going nowhere. And let me thank you again. Let me also ask you, please, and I mean that, Mrs. L, Lynn's Warriors. Follow her on YouTube at Lynn's Warriors. What are we doing today? Planning Washington again. We're going to be pounding the pavement. Wait until you have no idea. You would think protecting kids would be the easiest thing in the world. You would think you think she'd be on the phone saying, I can't take any more help. Stop it. I can't. I've got 1,000 people just this week who want to help. Don't you think? Don't you think people like Zuckerberg would say, of course we're going to protect kids. AI has something to do with hurting kids. Of course. We're on the same team. We have kids too. Wouldn't you think that? And the liars, they'll smile in your face all the while they want to take your place. Backstabbers. OJs wouldn't believe these people. You can't believe the liars. They look you right in the eye and they say, and the next thing you know, say, hey, what are you doing? It's incredible. It's like Trump, as he says, we're going to work this MOU, right? This memorandum of understanding. Okay, good. Listen, you have a good night, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. We'll get this signed. All of a sudden, you start bombing. It's like, you're bombing them? Yeah. What's that all about? Anywho, Mrs. L, Lynn's Warriors. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Stinky. Stinky's here. Is it Stinky or Slinky? I'm sorry, Slinky. Excuse me. Can't wait for Candace and Line on the same show. Absolutely. Did I call you Stinky? I'm sorry, it's Slinky. Please. Unless you like Stinky. I'm looking forward to it. All right, dear friends. Lynn's Warriors on YouTube. Please like this video. Subscribe to our channel. Get ready. Get ready. Tyler, we're coming for you, my friend. We're gonna take care of this. They messed with the wrong group. Okay? Anyway, have a great and glorious night. Thank you so much. And Candace, thank you, dear heart. And thank you. And God bless America. And don't forget, it's coming up. 250. I don't need Milli Vanilli to help you with this. We're still a good people. And let me tell you something. We're good people. The government sucks. This administration, all administrations suck. Everybody, you can have them. But us, we gave you jazz. We gave you macaroni and cheese. We gave you hee-haw. That's enough. All right, dear friends, have a great and a glorious night. I loves you. Until then, my friend, remember, the monkey's dead. Show's over. Sue ya. Ta-ta.